just want to let everybody know, those that don't know, that we went to Israel for a bar mitzvah really to celebrate the bar mitzvah of Dillinger Jashansky, son of Alex and Eric Jashansky. And this bar mitzvah was already spoken about and planned for months and months, for about a year already. We were talking about it. And it just so happens to be that when we went to Israel now, the people saw us celebrating the bar mitzvah, obviously. People were so thankful that we didn't cancel. It wasn't up to me to cancel. It was not my bar mitzvah. But they were so grateful that people are still coming to make bar mitzvahs because many people obviously are not. So this was a very special thing just in and of itself to go there for the bar mitzvah. And that was one part of the trip, bar mitzvah we did with the Jashanskys, as I'll explain soon. And then there was, we decided to stay for 2 extra days. And that we were able to do, really thanks to Benjamin and Batya. They gave us a place to stay, invited us to come stay at their place in Jerusalem, so we were able to extend our trip and really be able to do the things that we did after the bar mitzvah celebration days were over. So we want to thank first to the Jashansky and all the bar spacers for enabling us to do a lot of what we did. And of course, as though the whole community together collectively, everyone gave money and we distributed, as we'll show you, all part of it. And those that didn't contribute financially, nevertheless, everyone really appreciated the fact that we represent the community in Brooklyn, and we came to show them love, give them support. So that's a kudos to everybody, pat on the back to everybody. And also, if I can just let everybody know that it's also point of the evening really is to highlight within each and every one of us the importance of the American Jewish community to the Israeli Jewish community, and we are really all one community. They suffer, it's our suffering. Their success, it's our success. And we have to, it's our responsibility to do everything in our power to support them in any which way possible. Yes. So we begin. The trip to Israel begins on the plane. This is in the back of the plane in the kitchen area. Putting on Taliesin film. There's a whole other minion that's not in the photo. But this is what Jews do when you're on a plane early in the morning, going westbound and losing time as you're going. You got to daven on the airplane. So that's where the trip begins. And that was a beautiful thing. Afterwards, if you, let's go to 2. People there. This is when you make a fig, please. We're not so text out here.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
The airport, when you come off, you walk to the airport, you can see right away all of the hostages, photos of the hostages, right when you walk in, and there's actually the tags that are
Remember the tags that bring them home now?
right, the necklaces. There's a whole bunch of them just hanging sailing there. A very nice display. Just to draw your attention right away as well. You can tell, you can feel that things are different. Right when you come out of the plane at the airport, before you even cross customs, you can already see that things are different. This is the bar mitzvah. You guys saw this photo in the email. This is Dillinger and Alex, and that all the way to the left is Rabbi Shalom Kor from Miami Beach, a lot of Lakeview right now. And so this was the bar mitzvah photo, which was really a beautiful celebration. That was the next morning. We woke up, we had a beautiful celebration in the morning. We danced. We danced to the hotel with the shofar, the trumpets, and the whole 9 yards. Alex really made sure that Dillinger has everything, notwithstanding the circumstances that are going on. He made sure they have everything.
Where do you go to Torah? You might have a bar mitzvah.
At the hotel, as you see here, with this, we're standing in front of an ark.
You
And that
are.
ark is about 8 Torahs or so. There's a few other arcs there. You gotta make sure you reserve a Torah. You gotta have someone in the inn, which we made sure to put there. So that was just part of the celebration. Continue going here.
Oh, sorry.
You can see that.
Billy's on the chair.
Koto. And this is what I want everybody to hear, you put on the bottom there.
Yep.
So this is, we'll play it in a second. This is a gentleman from Hansala. If you recall, the woman a few months ago, we fundraised money for Hansala in Israel. It was, over $2,500 that we donated to Hansala in Israel.
We got the door.
When we were there, this gentleman representative of Hansala, you can see he has the Hansala jacket on. So, we asked him to share with our community. From his perspective, from the Hansala perspective, to give thanks to our community. So I'll just play it right here. Hopefully everyone can hear.
תודה רבה לחב"ד, ווילדר טוד, תודה רבה לחב"ד, ווילדר טוד, ובוחרים, תודה רבה לתרומה לאיחוד הצלה, נותן כוחות, חיים, חלק גדול, תודה רבה.
So he said, thank you very much to Chabad of the Paris. Thanks for helping us save lives, and thank you very much. So that was a nice little encounter that we had plenty of.
He was able to thank us in person. It was really nice.
That's a thank you, really.
What is
Okay,
that?
so give background to that.
This is just on the base.
No, I meant you said you donated to.
This is not solid. This is the ambulance service, the volunteer ambulance service. Thank you for the question. They're volunteers, they have, I think, about 10% Arab volunteers also.
Oh, in Israel, wow.
That's all, so it's just it's a 911 service, sort of. Like, an emergency, they call themselves, I think, the Uber of ambulances. Because they have technology that lets the closest responder know who's the closest. And they get that information out, and they can react in just the least amount of time to get it. So this is where we donated money, and this is the thank you for our community here.
You want me to play it again? Or we're-
We found him at one of the celebrations that we were at. So he was there.
תודה רבה לחב"ד, ווילדר טוד, ובוחרים,
Brown.
תודה רבה לתרומה לאיחוד הצלה, נותן כוחות, חיים, חלק גדול, תודה רבה.
Okay. This was the big,
You have a lot of videos?
all right, there you can see us at the hotel. So then, from there, we actually, the Bar Mitzvah celebration, we went south. And we began at the site of the Nova Festival. And the site of the Nova Festival, it's difficult, I mean, I'm sure everyone has seen some videos and footage of what went on there. When you're standing there, I guess, for lack of any other words, just you realize how open and vulnerable you are standing. There's literally nowhere to go. It's just the fields.
Well, Look behind
It's a
you.
bunch of fields. So the first thing we did was, when we came there, we davened minimum. There's a tent, it's like a makeshift synagogue for anyone that wants to pray there. And a bunch of soldiers came together, that was me, we had the bar mitzvah boy and his family. We davened into there first. This is the site, how it looks right now. So they put up posters with all of the people that were there and flags.
I'm just gonna say that I didn't realize this when I was there, but the posters are double-sided and it's not the same person on the other side, unfortunately. So when you're walking around, it's one person on one side and then candles, and on the other side, it's another memorial for another person.
You can go for it. There's a little video of them. This gives you a sense of what's going on. This is where the people were.
It's quite petrifying to be standing there and see how they didn't know where to go. Open field, barely true. It's
This was where the stage was. This area is where the stage for the music was.
and they're all young
Now, the
and
rabbi
vibrant,
explained to us.
fun.
So there's the Chabad rabbi, the local Chabad rabbi, who lives just a few kilometers away from there, about 5 kilometers away from he lives. the people ran to the kibbutz, the nearest kibbutz, they tried to run to the kibbutz, by the time they got to the kibbutz, they realized the kibbutz was already overrun. There were terrorists there, so they started running back, they literally had nowhere to go, people were running into each other, they were running all over. It was a disaster, it really was terrible, and when you're there, you see how terrible it really was. So we prayed there. We
Lit a candle.
We lit a candle, memorial candle there. And it's a very quiet place. The only thing I will tell you is that while everyone is taking it in and in their own thoughts, in this quietness of the moment, we heard this boom, and I mean boom, and we jumped. And we all got nervous, like what just happened? Where do we run, right? This wasn't supposed to happen. And the local people like that, and he was Demi Shalano, it's ours, don't worry. It's our artillery that they were firing into Gaza. Right there. I don't know where exactly they were firing it from, but it was close enough that literally the ground shook and we jumped. It's very close. And it's very scary for us. It wasn't a very pleasant sound to hear, but that's the only noise you heard. Otherwise, this is I believe the only public memorial that exists right now in Israel for October 7th. So anyone can come there, just pull up there and drive up there and go. And you see groups coming, different groups, all types of people are coming. Relatives are coming there for the first time. Our driver, the one who drove us, had never been there before. We were in two different vehicles. It was a father and a son driving. And both the father and son had been there when we had to leave.
You couldn't find them.
We couldn't find them. We didn't know where they were. We went out to look for them, and they were walking around very emotional. They were crying, standing there. They got lost in time standing there, and they explained to us we were never there before. This was something so moving for them. And I will tell you that it's interesting to note that most Israelis that I met there, they had not gone. Not only did they not go to the south, many of them were.
I mean, in Israel, not at Nova,
In Israel.
right? Most of the Israelis that you met in Israel, not specifically at
I
Nova.
am talking about in Israel, mostly Jerusalem area where we were staying. They didn't drive south, they didn't go south, they didn't want to be there. It's a very sensitive place for them to be, and they're not ready to travel. As Americans, I guess we're one step away. Maybe sadly, we should feel like it's us too, but we're a little bit. I can only try to compare it to 9/11.
I wouldn't go to the balance.
It took many New Yorkers didn't have trouble going there. Other people from other states and visitors would go there right away, whereas us New Yorkers felt almost like it's too sensitive. It's too raw to go there. For the Israelis, it's for most of them it's too raw. They distance themselves from it. At least that was the impression that I got, and I sort of try to relate to it with 9/11 a little bit.
Anytime.
Anytime, 100%, they do need time, and I'll tell you also. The people there, the Israelis, all of them collectively, you can tell that they're not themselves. There's a certain atmosphere, regardless of where you are, that from one perspective, it's nice, people are nicer, I guess, plus I think there's still traffic. But I think there's sort of a little bit of there's a part of them that they're part of their heart that's in the south still, and they know that there's a war going on right now. So this was the first place that we went to. From Nova, we went to a few different army bases. Now, the first place that we went to was a place where they would bring in tanks from Gaza that needed repair. And the people
Sorry,
would come
what's
in.
called?
That's not it.
Oh.
The people would come in and the drivers of the tanks and the crew of the tank would come there and they're responsible to actually fix the tank themselves. I don't know if they do all the work themselves, what was interesting is that all the crew know everything about the tank. When there's a problem with the tank, they know what has to be fixed and how to fix it. And it was, I mean, just from from a guy's perspective, hanging out in such a place, it's pretty cool to see these tanks and how they take off the track of the tank and they roll it up on some type of a tractor to fix them. There were some tanks that they supposedly can't take pictures of or video because it's the latest tanks that in battle. They didn't want that information.
American tanks or Israeli?
No, these are Israeli tanks. These are Israeli tanks, and they let us go into one of the tanks, and I don't know how the people. If you've ever been in a tank, it's so small. It was so small in there and stuffy, and these people, the gentleman, the soldier said he's been there for 30 hours at a time. I mean, it's been.
There's no bathroom, there's no way in, there's no way out.
The seat out of the tank. The window was probably,
It's like this big.
by 5 inches. Maximum, it's so difficult to see, I don't know, that's why the newer tanks have better technology and better windows and stuff. The thing that we went to the older person. Can't imagine being in there for any amount of time, and these people are working hard in battle. That's where we went first, and from there we walked an interesting little thing. A very unassuming, about 34, maybe 5 minute walk, not even. Where the commander of this whole platoon, the English word was a little, we're trying to get the right word, brigade, platoon, exactly what it was. But he had a screen similar to this, on a wall, under a makeshift tent, in the middle of nowhere, middle of the desert, I should say. And a couple pieces like that, and all you see is grids. And this is actually tracking every soldier in Gaza in real
We
time.
weren't allowed to photograph.
Yeah,
That's
we were
it.
not allowed to take any, this is too sensitive of stuff, but interesting how, and the purpose is to make sure that everyone stays in their lane. We all know friendly fire is a cause of, unfortunately, a lot of disaster was going on in every war. And this is the technology part of it, I guess, not all, but a tiny bit of it. For the people in charge on top to know where people are, to direct them not to cross into another platoon's area. Saying, our area, this is where we are supposed to be, which is very interesting, and also tell you how calm everybody is. Everybody was very, very calm.
There were cigarettes, there was pizza.
Cigarettes and stuff, maybe they're nervous, but everyone's very calm, there's no anger, you don't see no anger. Everyone knows, I guess, what their job is to do. And they were doing their job. I don't know what their jobs were. People were all over doing a whole bunch of different things. We went, and the rabbi there had brought from his vehicle from a pizza shop, 50, 100 boxes, right? 100 boxes of pizza, pies of pizza that we were distributing. Our group was distributing among the soldiers. And this just give you a little bit of perspective over here, how this pizza was sitting in the back of this car probably for 2 hours by the time they were giving it up. It was cold. The pizza was cold, no question about it. It was cold pizza. And you got to see these people's faces when they got a slice of pizza. I mean, you begin to realize the living conditions of war. It's that a piece of pizza that's cold been sitting in the car for 2 hours, it's like a treat. Literally, it's a treat. And they were so appreciative. They were so happy to receive it, so thankful to be on the receiving end of this kindness, that it was young people, middle-aged people, everybody was happy. Everybody was so excited to receive it. But more than the slice of pizza was the fact, again, I can't say it enough.
Where do you come from? Where do you live?
We were there.
Where's your
Came from
family?
New York, bar mitzvah celebration, wow, unbelievable, you actually still came to make the bar mitzvah here. That's so special, thank you so much for coming, thank you so much for supporting, thank you so much for your love. This is the type of things that we were encountering over there. If you recall, there were in Gaza about 2 weeks ago, houses collapsed from soldiers, 25 soldiers unfortunately. That was Monday night. This is Monday evening. We went to the base in Kisumin. Where, when we came there, they asked us to apologize. They're not gonna have a celebration if it's something that's happening because of our people, on our base, where we would have to have their home. In Kisumin, which was not public knowledge yet, what had happened. There was an incident, they told us something happened, the building collapsed, there's serious casualties, we saw the helicopter. We saw the flares in the sky. We can tell something was wrong. So they just want to let us know again, interesting. Thank you for coming. We're sorry that we can't celebrate right now, it's not the right time. But thank you so much for coming. So this was another just heartwarming experience, and also you see the unfortunate side, the sad side of war and battle. It's a very dangerous place. From there, we went to another celebration. This was a barbecue. But this barbecue, as you'll see, we'll put on the screen over here. Start. These are the grills. We're going to party for 300 soldiers. Play a moment. Give you an idea what this is. That was like a makeshift kitchen outside. You see where the celebration was going to take place. Next part of the bar mitzvah.
The whole time the bar mitzvah family with us, we were a group of people that were visiting, bringing pizza. We went to the army bases, and this was like the finale phase where they were gonna host the barbecue.
Where it was, let's get a second the celebration, but this was on a base in the south that basically reservists that are called up for duty. They don't just pull you out of your house and throw you on the battlefield. They have to retrain. So it takes 3 weeks to retrain them before they get deployed. So at least this is where they were for 3 weeks on this place, and they were shortly in a couple of days, they were sent somewhere, they didn't even know where exactly, north, south, west, they don't know. Until the day of, they're told where they're going. So this is where this celebration took place. And
Sorry, but it's not pulling up barbecue too. Oh, I think we just know that. There we go.
this is the shul on the base, the beautiful nice shul.
It's really
You see
nice.
her praying the evening services over there. One of them asked me to share a few words to the people that were sitting in the shul. And of course I did. I was hesitating because my Hebrew isn't the greatest to give over the words in Hebrew, but I spoke in English and tried to do the best I could. And what is most fascinating over here is, and you see this everywhere, you speak to some people, I'll tell you that a base, an army base, as strange as the sound, an army base is actually a space of holiness. Why is an army base a space of holiness? What makes it holy? What makes it holy is the fact that there's only love between man and man on the base. All of political differences, ideological differences disappear on this base, on every body. And that's why it's a space of holiness. It's a place where God is there because everybody gets along. Everybody is united together in this space. And you see it just by walking on it. All types of Jews there. Guys with long beards, guys with long payas, guys with big kippahs, and guys with no kippahs, guys with shaved heads, guys with tattoos. You have the whole spectrum. You see ages from 20 years old, people that were just finished their service but now called up again, all the way to middle-aged men in their 40s, easy in their 40s, maybe 50, maybe even old enough to be someone's father on the base. Maybe there was a father and son on the base together, I don't know. But that's the age, and you see everybody coming together. Everybody in it for the same thing. That's the beauty of being on such a place and witnessing such a thing. You don't see that anywhere else. It's a special place to see such a special thing. And when we celebrated, everyone came together and everyone was happy to celebrate together a bar mitzvah with someone they didn't even know. Why? Because this is a fellow Jew. It's an unbelievable thing, so you know to see the videos there. This went on for 3 hours.
Yeah.
3 hours. People were just coming, a new shift was just coming. It was, he just said it, there's nobody like you, you guys are part of the victory. In other words, the fact that we came here to celebrate makes us part of the victory. Success.
That was the group photo. They were all very excited with Dilly. They gave him their gun and their uniform, and they were treating him like,
You can see the guys over there with the payas, these guys are volunteers. They come make the barbecue, they volunteer their time, they left their families to come make food, make dinner for the soldiers on the base.
but they're Marion says she knows me with the setup. So they asked me, and my sister-in-law Batsheva was with us. Batsheva is the rabbi's sister. She lives in Israel now. She actually volunteers for MADA, which is another emergency personnel thing in Israel. And they asked us to put out the desserts. So they gave us boxes and we just started putting them out. Lo kacha, not like this. Small, medium, there was a whole design. These were all men, by the way. Special design. Then he comes with chocolate and he drizzled chocolate in between all the things. They wanted it to be gorgeous for the soldiers. They had to tell me where to particularly put the things. It was very, very special.
I thought women also, were.
So at this base, did you post any of the pictures of the woman? Okay. There were a few, but not many, but in a different base, there were more women. Oh, here, okay.
This is very few women, you see this, 2 soldiers on the right and the left. So they were taking care of them. Made sure we got everybody covered.
There were a few more, but we didn't, they were in and out.
So this was the Monday evening celebration, and as I said, it went on for a few hours. It really wasn't stopping.
We were there
We had a long
late
day.
in the night.
We had a great time. It was something special. The next day, in a very short.
Is that the charity one?
We did something that was very, very unique, and I'll share that with you. I was just privileged to be a part of something that I'll remember forever. So Alex was in touch with a gentleman named Young, some gentleman from Israel, who's some type of, as we call him in Hebrew, a Gabbai Tzedakah, but he helps arrange to give out charity to the people in here. In honor of the bar mitzvah, Alex wanted to do a special mitzvah, the bar mitzvah, in honor of the bar mitzvah. So Yanti, we met Yanti in the supermarket. This was a supermarket that's a discounted supermarket. And he told us there's a mother of 18 children who had recently given birth. And she needed some assistance. So our job then was going to be to buy groceries for her. Now, there's a little background. There's an idea called Tomchei Shabbos. Kever Simcha Shabbos, there's many different in Brooklyn and New York, all over, in every Jewish community, there's organizations that help people with Shabbos food. So you get a box, you sign up, you're in need, they see that you're in need. On a Friday or on a Thursday, you get a delivery to your Avi, our Avi actually does a delivery for them, he brings from one of these charities. So you bring a box to your door. And it becomes, I guess, it's part of the routine, you expect it, God forbid, no one should know from this, no one should be on the receiving end. But if you are, so you expect it, a weekly delivery comes, and you know what's coming in the box, you know what's gonna be there. So I thought that that's what we're gonna be doing, we'll buy some groceries and then we'll make a delivery. When we come there, this guy is telling us, no. Anything you can imagine that you would wanna buy, he's like, buy 50 of them. Like, district, baby diapers. Baby diapers, buy 15, 20 boxes of diapers for them. They want fish, buy 20. things of fish, everything, shampoo, soap,
No, he has
brushes.
specific, he told us which size diapers.
everything you can imagine. I'm like, I was laughing, 'cause I thought this was a little bit comical, like. It's a little bit inappropriate also, like, I had my reservation standing there in the store. And, he walked over to me. You could tell that, maybe he could tell, I don't know. They told me, I was like, this, I said, like, you serious? This is really what you want? This, like, what are you gonna do with all this stuff? He says, let me explain to you something. What I want to accomplish today is that this family should for a few weeks forget about the fact that they're so poor. When they're gonna see everything being dumped in their house, delivered in their house, they are going to completely forget about the fact that they're in poverty and that they're in need. It is not about delivering a box of food to them. It's about taking them out of their situation for a short period of time. I listened to him. I was still skeptical, but I bought in. I understood what he was trying to accomplish. I just wasn't sure he was actually going to be successful. So as you can see in the photo here, these are just the picture of the diapers. They got there 15, 20 packages of diapers, and this is, you see here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full wagons of stuff, and there was another 5 in the other aisle. We walked out with about 10 wagons full, overflowing, from pillows all the way to toothpaste. And you'll see there's a picture of the car.
What's happening? Yeah,
This is the whole, we put down all the seats.
well,
in
they
this
brought
car.
2 cars for us.
We
to sell.
filled this up, stuffed it, there was no room, they had a second car also, that we also filled up over there. Now, obviously, the delivery side of it is something which you can't take pictures of such a family, but I'll just tell you that. We went to, it was raining that day, it was gross outside, and we pulled up to this house to deliver the food. And 2 of the boys came down and helped us schlep this stuff. We were, I think, 5 guys maybe in total that were schlepping, 3 of us, 2 boys. The apartment was on the 2nd floor. And yeah, you can see, thank God the house was filled with little children. With a lot of life in that house, a lot of Jewish young babies, the future of the Jewish people. And everyone was nice. All the kids were so really just a beautiful family. And I probably made 10 trips upstairs, downstairs, taking a couple of bags each time. Everyone makes trips. And I noticed the mother was there. And she was just like saying thank you all the time. Thank you. Which was expected, What else? Of course, she's very thankful. And then it just happened to work out this way that I was the last thing that was left in the car was the eggs. Because they had to be put in the front seat, they shouldn't smash. They had about, I don't know, 10, 15 dozen of eggs. In a big wrapping. So I went down to the garden to bring it up, and I came back up. I walked into the house and the mother was crying. She was crying tears of joy. She was telling Alex, who was there, in Hebrew, thank you. And how no words, he doesn't understand Hebrew, you know what she was saying. He understood basically what she was, but he didn't understand. All he was saying was, stop crying, because you're gonna make me cry. And all I could do was please, I was crying myself. It was the most unbelievable act of charity that I was ever privileged to actually witness and have a little hand in. I was there as really just as a tag along. It wasn't my act of charity at all. I'm just thankful and grateful to have been there and witnessed and to participate in such a thing where you literally see how a whole family was, for a short moment of time, taken out of their misery and put into a place of, wow, we have so much. We don't even know what to do with it. We have so much. Can you imagine? From empty kitchen cabinets to overflowing that we don't even know where to put the food. We have so much. We don't have room in the refrigerator. There's no room in the freezer. There's no room in the cabinet. These people, who knows what they did? As he told us, they're gonna have to borrow space from their friends, and this is exactly what I want. This is exactly the purpose of what I'm trying to do, and I was able to do it. to watch something that was very special, a very special moment, and this just shows us another part of Israel. They walked away saying, you know, the whole world is focused on October 7th, and that is important. But then you have the regular people that are in need. Before October 7th, too, they were in need, and after they're gonna still be in need. And people unfortunately have been overlooking them probably because of diverting the charity to other places that needed it now. But they are still in need. And this was something that we cannot forget. The daily charity, the usual people that need, they can't be overlooked. And it was so important to be able to be there for them in this way. So it opened us up to a whole nother part of Israel and how they were so thankful. Again, coming from overseas, we don't know who you are, you didn't even speak the language, but look what you did for us. So that was something that was special. And of course, nothing, no trip can be without praying at the holy spaces. So besides the Kotel, Pushkin night of the day, we went to the let's take a look at what this is over here. If you're not familiar, I don't know who's been to Israel, who hasn't been to Israel recently.
What we were showing here
But
is the
this is-
walls,
this
so
is-
just so
this
you
is
watch
the
again.
wall. If you ever see a picture of the tomb of Rachel,
This is
Right.
security.
it has a nice white building with a nice dome. This is what.
That's
this
not
is
what it
the
looks
area
like.
now. You're talking about walls that
See?
are 20 feet
Look,
high. to
this is the
protect.
protection from the West Bank, right? Is it the West Bank?
Yeah, so this is
You have to drive through these walls in order to get here to that little, you saw where it says the Kever of Rachel? Watch again, I'll press pause.
This is the road that leads up to where our.
Right there.
matriarch Rachel is buried.
Right there is that entrance is in there.
Falls after the night.
No, that's not new to God.
Is that the tomb where you share it with?
No, that's, we went there also, that you're gonna see soon. That's the Marat Machpelah, where the mothers and fathers, I don't know, that picture doesn't
This is
go
the
away.
inside of.
This is the inside of Rachel's tomb.
See over here, what's back here, this is where I guess the tomb is over there, that's the spot, these are the women praying. Then there's another entrance on this side of the bed. So we went there to pray on behalf of all of us. Now, this is Hebron, this is the tomb of our patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac. And
Yeah.
Mara Samachpelah, this is right up the steps leading up to Mara Samachpelah. It's an exit.
The common that brought things like that?
Very calm, very quiet, very beautiful.
This is the platform, based on the video, you can see the structure. Of the cave of.
There's,
the
you know,
patriarchs.
There's security over there, that's there, there's what's called metal detectors and all that. But it's all beautifully done now, so.
What was that?
I said it's redone, like there's a
This
nice
is-
bathroom and
this
a
is,
nice
layout.
stone and
This
there's a
is our
parking lot.
exterior layout.
Well, why don't you explain where that was? Explain what Mara's over there.
This is where our patriarchs are buried, and
Abraham bought this lot.
Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebecca, Jacob and Leah.
Bought the land for what?
Order for
bury-
Sarah.
to bury
This
them.
This is, we can't go everywhere and see in a second, this is where, this is the matriarch Leah.
This is a pit, like, they're all
It's
gated
hard to
in,
see-
so it's
hard to
inside.
see, But the actual tomb is actually.
Inside.
covered with rugs with Arabic inscriptions all over it.
The wallpaper
They
is all in
let the
Arabic.
Jews Go and.
That was exciting.
And Isaac, they don't.
You know, it's blocked off completely.
Right, the tomb themselves, you can't get into,
But I thought they were still buried in the ground.
they are buried somewhere there.
Yeah, so it's sort of irrelevant.
I'm saying the ground is very holy,
Nothing is
but-
relevant.
right, well, that too. This
This
says
is
Sion Sarah Imenu, Sarah our matriarch.
So the big quick little video and try to get, people to see that. How this looks. For those that haven't been there. Little cubicle, it's in Jacob. See the rugs over there. Parts and columns.
It's very Arably decorated, all of it.
Why did that Arab find?
The Arabs,
They
they.
took it
they
over
were in
for a
control
long
of
time.
it For a long time, they were in control over it, they still, the Israeli government still doesn't allow you to trade. Isaac.
So this is as close as you.
This,
Yeah.
but this is supposed to be the place we could go.
Half of it is locked, half of it is locked.
Maybe 3-4 times a year.
It's a separate entrance for Jews and separate entrance. for us.
Exactly, from the other side, so we were coming in from there and.
Based off the information that I was told, the Arab side is about 4 to 5 times larger. Based on the left hand. I've never been there, they don't let you see it, they don't let you go there, so that.
I believe that I saw it. It's like a big open space, there's rugs and around the floor and the thing. When I was there 15 years ago, they opened it and you could see.
Because you can even drive by that and that.
I don't know if- I don't know if now, I don't know if now, there's definitely heightened security now, but I don't know. Okay,
This is.
No,
what
this
they
we don't
say
by
is the
ourselves.
burial place of Ruth. Ruth and
Yishai.
and her grandson, Yishai, David's father, King David's father. So this is in Hebron. It's up a mountain. We were there by ourselves, so there was no one else there. Someone directed us how to get there. We come just to the end of the road, parked our car, and we walked a little bit to the sign, and it sounded like they were soldiers somewhere.
hopefully we were safe.
A lot of dogs running around. But this is.
It's
where they
actually
say-
all very well kept, like if you see that little light is flickering and the little gate is painted blue, like it's unbelievable to see these ancient historic places that are.
Yes, this is all
Beautiful.
it's all our history, it's where we come from. This is the beginning, really. This city is one of the holiest cities of Rome, where Abraham bought the burial plot. The holiest cities in Israel, one of the 4 holy cities in Israel. Really, there's nothing there except for holy places like this. This is the original places. All right, so one of the things that we did was, as you know, we collected money and we gave it out. And this, I just compiled a little bit of video and pictures of the soldiers receiving other things that we gave them, be it pizza or envelopes. with money,
Letters.
Or letters, from the children of the Hebrew school that wrote them letters. Everyone you can see, you don't need me, but the photos and videos speak for themselves, how appreciative they all were.
For some reason, the sound is not gonna work.
Maybe they meet in the park. If this is how-
That would be a miracle.
The cheese, I don't know.
The cheese.
I don't know if you put it up with good sound or not, the sound is not working.
It sounded before.
It's not on, what's it called? See,
Go to the next, yeah, click here.
I did.
But you find
No.
that,
Go to the next.
Okay.
We're giving out pizza to some, one of these, political posts, where people stand.
You stand there for hours on end.
Original places.
Okay, where are we going next? To charity?
That you gotta pull up, where are you? Okay, we'll go to the here, let's go to the soldier scripts. All right, so one of the things that we did was, as you know, we collected money and we gave it out. And this, I just compiled a little bit of video and pictures of the soldiers receiving other things that we gave them, be it pizza or envelopes. with money,
Letters.
Or letters, from the children of the Hebrew school that wrote the letters. Everyone you can see, you don't need me, but the photos and videos speak for themselves, how appreciative they all were.
For some reason, the sound is not gonna work.
maybe they meet in the park. If this is how-
That would be a miracle.
The cheese, I don't know.
The cheese.
I don't know if you put it up with good sound or not, the sound is not working.
It sounded before.
It's not on, what's it called? See,
Go to the next, yeah, click here.
I did.
But you find
No.
that,
Go to the next.
Okay.
We're giving out pizza to some, one of these, political posts, where people stand.
You stand there for hours on end.
Time.
They're very happy to chat, to know where we're from, why we came. They think you're a little crazy that you actually came, that you, that that you care to stop by and speak to them, to give them pizza. They're just very excited and happy. Brooklyn, like, you guys must be nuts. You came here? Like, we're like, yeah, we are. Old news. Let's put Chava. This is the tanks. I don't know why you can't see it bigger, but okay. So we had to climb up to the tanks.
you climb in it.
I went on top of it, but the rabbi went in it.
It's not so easy to get it.
Okay, this is the girl that was working, that right here and behind my back was the screen to Gaza. See the little table there? So this is that was that little office. But I was very excited to find a female, so I told her she has to take a picture with me. Now this is in the Shuk back in Jerusalem. But he's holding we gave him a letter with a gift from the Hebrew school kids, so we took a picture for them.
You go to the Mechanic, you go to the market?
Yeah, this is Machane Yehuda.
That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I.
This is in Hebron. This guy was by himself, in his booth. Yeah, a lot of pizza. Another guy. This is these guys were fixing their own tanks. It was getting really dark, but you see them just pull up with their tanks and they have to. So if you see, what was the explanation for those? Remember they told us that they built those over the top? I forgot. Those are new. Yeah, exactly. So they just recently built that. And they said that people came by themselves from the community. People came to help them build those.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just wanted to put it on all that.
Yeah. This was a really cute video.
Or is it volume?
I don't know why it's not working. Something to do with how you.
Get them fans right before.
We told him to send a video for the Hebrew school kids who were thrilled to hear it.
Once you get up, yes, thank you very much so much. Schools are hard to know that you support us. Hello, the one people get them fans right before. Thank you once again. Keep on supporting.
So this is in the south by one of the kibbutzim, actually, that we visited.
All right, this just gives you a little, an idea. There's more, we didn't get everyone obviously, but this was a general idea. You'll understand how, where everything went, what we were doing there and things like that. There's two more places that we went to that I want to share with you. For those that are still with me. And that is the hospital that we went to visit and the kibbutz that was Baraza that was destroyed that we went to visit. Both
So
of
this
these
is the
things-
Soroka Hospital. We came there with a guy that plays guitar to bring music and fun. Not fun, more like uplifting.
No,
Is there a way to make
was
this
after- this was just me
large?
and myself. And I
So
invited
the
my
bar mitzvah
sister
family
Thomas and
left.
Abad Rabbi at the University actually. He was helping us guide us and he made a connection for us to come there. So this is so let me just give you an idea. This is when you go to the hospital. So there's actually three. We found out later there's three
Main hospitals.
there's three areas of importance in the hospital that we would go for. Number one, you think the hospital patient, right? So soldiers that were injured, why are they in that hospital? This is the closest hospital to Gaza. They're being evacuated in helicopters, 3 minutes to a better hospital, Tel Aviv. But those 3 minutes that they save of bringing them there for these people saves their life. So they make that decision to bring them to Soroka and Beersheba. But besides to the patient, have the families there. The mothers, the fathers, the brothers, the sisters, and grandparents
The best friends.
that are there visiting them, waiting for some food to cook, for some food, depending on what the situation is. So you have the families that are. And then the third part is anywhere where there are soldiers in the hospital, injured soldiers in the hospital becomes a military base. So the IDF is responsible for their soldiers that are injured in the hospital. So in every hospital where there are soldiers, there's an IDF crew responsible for those soldiers. So you have all the soldiers that are there at the hospital too, that spend their time in that environment. So we visited, we saw wounded soldiers. We saw mostly actually family members. We spent, I shouldn't say we saw, but we spent most of our time with family members.
Because we couldn't
Towards
see,
that.
we couldn't see
You
the
can't go
injured
in
soldiers.
A lot of the soldiers are not comfortable with going to them necessarily. And then afterwards, we made a whole celebration for the military personnel that are that are working at the hospital. So when we walked in, the first people we met was an unbelievable story of a soldier who was injured in Gaza. A soldier that was injured in Gaza. And his family, he was just injured on Monday night, we were there Thursday, in a collapse. He was the only survivor from this whole group. I think he was unconscious still. The family was all waiting, and then a friend came. And who was this friend, this woman friend? This was a mother of a individual who was killed at the Nova Festival. Why was he killed at the Nova Festival? Because they were two best friends. One best friend saved the other best friend's life, but he lost his own life. The other best friend went to Gaza and was injured. These two kids grew up together and the mothers are like sisters. So this mother was there too, and I can't tell you, more than the men, I have to say, the happiness and the strength. The strength that we gave these families, especially the women that were there, was something that was so needed, And Mushki really was I don't want to say the word the star, but Mushki was so important to these families to be able to be there for them. More than the rabbi, we came there really just to give them hugs and give them love, give them an envelope with a letter. from the
It was
child.
also Tu B'Shvat,
Oh,
you forgot
it
to
was
mention.
Tu
So we
B'Shvat,
brought them
so-
fruits
That's
and
what
plants
I
for their hospital room.
but you see over here, these people are waiting for their brother, who we submitted of seeing was injured in Gaza. This is a soldier who came in the day before, night before.
He was in pretty good shape. Thank God.
Yeah, let's go to the next photo. This is a sister of a soldier that's. a
No, this is the
father.
mother of the
Okay,
soldier.
Mother and the grandfather.
And they're not, no, these two are not related, two different families. The one that's standing behind the guy is the brother, son of the guy with the white hair over there. This mother's been sitting there for 6 weeks. Her son is on his like 7th surgery. And I don't remember the story with the other guy, but we
Basically,
we
just
spoke
sitting
for a
there,
long time.
15, 20 minutes, half hour, just sitting there speaking to these families, so important.
This is the grandmother. You see, first of all, she's
Different
wearing the
family.
necklace.
It's
This
the
is
different-
another family. So we moved on from that family now to another family. A very proud grandmother. She had pictures of her grandson on the fridge. You see, she's pointing to show us. She's wearing the necklace that the rabbi was mentioning. They're all wearing it that says "Bring them home now." And
This is their hangout. See
yeah.
that table there? This is this family.
they're
hangout.
fully set up there, unfortunately. But this soldier was shot in the head, as far as I remember. And they're waiting for him to wake up, and he's been there for a while.
Was there so much tears?
This was I snapped a photo because everywhere you go, there's a tefillin stand, which is by Chabad. It's put up there, whether it's in the airport, at a grocery store, just a middle, and people come by, they put on their tefillin and they keep going. So this is the middle of the hospital. The soldier stopped to put on his tefillin and carry on. It's very nice.
This was after the two.
This is
thing-
the-
This is the military personnel that were there. We made a little celebration in front of the hospital. We sang and we danced for a couple of minutes. We spoke some words. I just give you one person. This is Sorokas, and then people from the outside will just stop.
A lot of people, either they join to
Just give you
dance
an
or they
idea
do
of-
videos.
of someone like this guy right here. Right, well, I'll use him as an example. What is his job? His job is to identify bodies. Imagine how his day looks. The man is living in literally darkness, having to identify them. We come in with music and celebration. He tells me he couldn't have been more thankful for what we did. No one realizes this because he's not an injured soldier. He's in a family. He just works in probably a basement, right? Every day he works in a basement. But this is the type of thing that.
This
that
is the head doctor
type
standing
of
with the
love
rabbi
that these
for the
people needed,
soldiers.
and that was what we provided them with that day.
You see, this is the head doctor. You see the gentleman next to the rabbi. There are a lot of girls that work in the hospital. They're telling people to come join. That's the senior doctor. She's the one that's in charge. She's the boss of all these girls.
This is the commander of base. Hospital base. This is that woman in charge.
So this is the grandma and the cousin. They were very interested. I was showing them here pictures on Chabad of Winter Terrace Instagram. They want to know what we do. What does that mean? You have a Hebrew school. What they were mind boggled from the whole thing. So that's what we were doing. We were just chatting about Chabad and, spending time talking about it. They wanted to see my kids. They really wanted, it was like meeting my sister for the first time, but that kind of conversation.
How did your kids understand what you did?
Yeah, the kids love the videos. They watch all of this. Oh man, okay. In Hebrew. Okay. Anybody speak Hebrew? What's new?
One family, so, mother and sister. Gave a letter and envelope. Gave us a glove. Yeah.
Was the grandfather, yeah. Some more hugs. This is the mother, exactly. You see her online and you see her son and Nova. After this, she completely broke down. She was a very this is a prayer for the hostages. It's not specifically. Some means that we are believers and sons of believers.
I mean, the video before of that, where the woman was a mother. Trying, I didn't get videos. This was, I only posted one of the family members with the video and sent it on. That's why I'm sharing it. But I will say that it only captures a little bit of the feelings that will take that was going on there. Just indescribable.
Opening up the
Pain that they're in.
Clara Ungana.
And the love and how much they appreciate it. You gotta remember, why was Mushki and myself there? They asked themselves, what are you doing? Right in the back of their mind, you came from New York just to come visit us. We didn't come for anything else. We came just to visit us. That in and of itself takes someone and lifts their spirit. Before you even say anything, that in and of itself is just an unbelievable feeling. There's a Jew out there. Now I've seen actually since then that this, thank God, their son, who's in the hospital, came back to Gaza, is up and he's conscious. He's going to surgery.
They posted a video online.
Video of another group from Brooklyn. I saw, I said, a group from Brooklyn praying in the room together with him before he goes in for surgery, another surgery. So there's people coming and each person, they appreciate it so much that they're posting, thank you really for coming. The final place you went to, and I do have to say this was a last minute thing because you
Right
can't-
before we went
you
to the
can't
airport.
go into the kibbutz. You can't just pull in, they're guarded, no one can go in. The only way you can go in is either with a member of a resident, either if you're a resident of the kibbutz, or if you have some type of political connection and the military friendly. So we try to go, and the rabbi had told us, he's gonna see if he may be able to get us in. Our flight was Sunday afternoon. Saturday night, he told us he paid us Sunday. We only make Sunday morning. We had to leave, so we woke up at 8, left Jerusalem at 8 o'clock. We came there and went straight from there to the airport. That's how we spent our last day in Israel. And we got in, we went for a ride really with a local resident. Who's living there for 47 years. His children and his grandchildren living there. He knows everything, he knows every blade of grass, literally in the kibbutz. He was there on October 7th. Unfortunately, his family members were there too. Unfortunately, his son was 28 years old. Youngest son, was murdered in the kibbutz. The people are now.
He was in touch with his parents until he died.
So this was a very, very touching day for
Sensitive.
us, obviously, but for him, we didn't understand. We found out after how he was a broken man that was revived and back to life by his friends, who really brought him back to life. Now we wouldn't even know he spoke in such a loving, warm person. We connected instantly because of how warm of an individual this is. He did the best he could to explain to us in we only had a very short period of time with him exactly what's going on. Look, I did much as one of the videos, and we will see how he says when he's driving us first in. There's Gaza right there. You can see Gaza with your naked eye. You see Gaza, and he's like, it used to be that we would go to Gaza a few times a week. Imagine what apartment. The people that lived in this kibbutz,
It's their backyard, they would walk.
It was nothing. It was like, wasn't a big deal to go. And now you don't even tell you what's going on. So this is nothing is in order over here. I just put in you can see the construction. Obviously, a lot of it is familiar from other things that you've seen already.
This is the house, or we should say was the house.
Yeah.
This
So
is the,
entrance
yeah,
Says it was built in 1951, Kfar Aza, by 19,000.
there's 1,000 residents, 67 of them were murdered.
And about 100 were taken. or
Hostage,
big number were taken hostage.
And some of them were
Evacuated.
returned. This is boarded up after, right, obviously, and the grounds and the trees, everything is very, very destroyed, primarily because of the tanks that had to. He said that it was the pavement, the street, the ground was all fresh right before October 7th, but when you drive there, it's all bumpy now.
You're planning to rebuild, obviously.
Yeah, so we promised them a donation for our community to help them rebuild. Help them rebuild
This is his son, okay? I want you to listen.
every house, there's a sign.
It says who was
that
killed
says
there.
If someone was murdered, someone was taken hostage.
I have to apologize because I was the one taking these videos, but it was quite emotional and serious, so it was hard to listen and focus. And this is his son's house.
That's the.
So his youngest son moved out of his parents' house. He still lived in the kibbutz, but he lived right in the front of the kibbutz. His parents lived more inside, so he was one of the first people hit. Now, the way that he described his son, if you understand Hebrew, he said "chatich" means hot, tall, blue eyes. He was so proud and just the way and handsome how he described him. This is the father talking, reading his name.
This Berman's house, this thing.
Yeah, that was the guy. All the writing is the IDF. When they came, these were codes that they wrote to each other so they know if they went in, if there was people alive, if there's people dead, if there were terrorists. He didn't understand what the codes were, but that's what he explained to us. The Arabs were, just to give you perspective, 10 hours on the kibbutz with no police and no idea. 10 hours. That house was, you see the bikes, everything is as is. Life just stopped.
One of the children left the house to be saved, ransacked the house, there was no rhyme or reason for anything.
The child survived. This is mine.
This is,
Okay, this is Gaza, where this is the gate, and that's Gaza. That's what we were showing here.
it's actually the entrance.
Right, but that was where you can see
Close
Gaza.
to this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Very close. Sorry, we saw this already. Saw this. It's not over there.
What was the numbers for?
This is an interesting thing, this is in Hebrew, if you know the Hebrew alphabet, this is a samach and a vav, that circle in line, it's actually the samach and a vav, this is for a woman named Susan. Who was a member that was to die from cancer a little bit ago, and to memorialize her, they made.
The bus
all the
stuff.
well, not bus stops, but
Oh,
little rest
okay.
areas, they wrote samach vav, which means Sue, Hebrew Sue.
That's what they called
To
her.
commemorate Sue, with that's so family oriented.
See, this is like the code, the 62 top. We don't know what it stands for, but, and then this is all boarded out by the idea. You see the trees,
People were killed inside.
We don't know what
Actually,
specifically- yeah,
So firemen.
they all have different codes. We didn't know what they meant.
Firemen do the same thing. They go look at a room, if it's safe, nobody's in it, put a mark on it.
Right,
When firemen that comes after them don't have to go. in.
right. Okay, so this was, I took a video, because look how beautiful. They already put up, they had a menorah there for Hanukkah, and then they just put up, they just planted those trees. They were there to be shot. You see, these are all new trees
Yeah, this is.
That they
post-October
planted.
7th planting.
in honor of those that died, but they said, you know, we will plant and we will build again. So that, right now, they're not living there. It's,
Better to return.
They-
Will they ever return?
They will, yes, sir.
the plan is
No,
to,
but she's right, like, some friends go by and scared.
I think,
We didn't get into.
we didn't talk about it. It's too sensitive.
There'd
Honestly,
be a lot of different security.
honestly.
That's got.
This is another side of this whole, like, these are all the new trees. They made a sign, like a memorial sign. It's very nice.
That was a big mistake, to return Gaza.
Yeah. This is Gaza. You see the gate? You see this,
So close to us.
this is, and you hear, yes. You hear
You see the whole-
everything.
this is-
On Monday night, we saw the
These are
smoke.
all buildings. All
We saw
that's
the smoke
buildings
from the building.
that you can see.
This is this is Gaza.
So currently they have more, like, they have guards that.
Like, this is a little bit closer view.
Yeah, it's fully guarded, but maybe this side of it is not.
This
guarded.
gate, I think, was redone. Like, now they have more security, I think, than they had before October 7.
Fine.
Did anyone talk to you about? Like, you didn't talk, you didn't get into it. You're not-
I want to say about that. We didn't talk about it, but no, they just, everyone, they want to get back home.
Does everybody know why they picked the date?
October 7th?
Yeah. What was it?
Why they picked the day.
What?
Well, what's
It's a
up?
random street, you see the bullet holes?
They probably.
See all these
said-
holes?
I know it's because it was also
It
very-
was supposed to be earlier, and Iran made them wait until Iran got their money back. From the international.
Most of the houses have all these, bullet holes and, what is it called? Shrapnel? Shrapnel? One of the women, I don't remember which house it was. I took a picture, but it was hard to look at this. She invited the terrorists in for coffee. And they came in and they ate cookies and they had coffee and she survived.
She survived. I didn't think that story.
That's two
So
different
they
stories.
showed us the house.
The
Yeah,
son-
she had kids in there.
Her son came.
I don't know, is that the same story?
Came and it was.
Wait, it's finished one.
That's amazing.
This house was burned to, I mean, it's very uneven, like what one house to the next looks like. It's very confusing. He showed us his house. He was in his safe room for 8 hours. And his neighbors, his friends, a couple, burned to a crisp alive right next door while he was in his house. So there's no, it was it's very crazy to see it. What was the, he said we're going, these are all in the beginning of the kibbutz, all these young guys that lived. Right.
Brothers, cousins. Family.
And that's the first people that they hit. Yeah.
יובל סלומון, זה הבן שלי, הוא ארגות במקום, זה הבן שלי,
This is his
הבן
son.
שלי, הוא יצא נכנסו אליו פעמיים, ב-9, חטיף, גבוה, 1.60
Gavon, he told us how tall he was.
עיניים סביבות,
What did he say, Inayim what?
נכנסו אליו בשעות
Gavon.
9:30, 2, באחד הוא תקע סכין, הרג אותו, והשני הוא נתן מכה בביצים, והם ברחו.
He didn't have time.
אז מישהו ברח והתחיל לקחת. בסביבות 11 נכנסו אליו עוד פעם, הוא אמר לנו, אני רוצה להילחם, וכנראה שאני לא חוזר, ואני אוהב אתכם,
He told them goodbye.
אמר לי אבא, זהו, אני נגמר.
I mean, you see people's purses like burned on the floor, or like the laundry hanging there, like everything is like still, see, like,
So they started.
these are hostages. The yellow string is the hostage color. That's literally what it is. But in general, I'm saying in Israel, people have yellow strings, like in support. That's the color for the hostages. So you see that microwave there, sitting there? It's just like the laundry thing is out.
Before we left, we said goodbye, he had to run. The other is the Shliach, Hamash Shliach, University. He's down in Rabbi Daniel College.
Yeah, this guy,
And what literally brought the wrong back to life. He lived, he was 5 miles.
we
miles
drove by
away,
that kibbutz,
Who,
him and
the
12 guys.
terrorists came to attack, but him and a few other guys were able to fight back.
They did
Little
not,
small arms, I think they all had hand weapons, but they were able to keep them out of it. He was by a miracle. They kept him out. He's one of the guys that we really brought him back to life, and he's now getting donation.
That's not very.
No, this is Farazan, this one.
No.
this is again, this, here,
This is where they
you're
came
talking,
from, right
you're
here.
talking.
That's not.
Yeah,
That's Gaza, this gate is where they broke it.
I'll go back there, listen, because you're narrating. They broke in from that gate right there. But they're brand new. So we came in from the other side, which is the main entrance. Now there's IDF there and everything. There wasn't. And they came in from the back where there was zero security and they just went through that gate that we saw. So that's where we're standing. Those 2 new posts are brand new. As the thing that was when I came. That's it.
All right, so this is, we just give you a little bit of our trip. We hope you guys, got a little bit of,
If anybody has questions,
If anyone has any questions, happy to take questions. What's the takeaway from all this? It's a good thing. I'm Yisrael Chai, that's 100% true, and the Jewish people are alive, and you walk away really, at least I did, with mixed emotions. On one hand, you see how we are a resilient people. We are an eternal people, for the longest people around, and we'll be around forever. And unfortunately, we've gone through a lot, and when you figure out how to come back, and we come back stronger, and it's
They're rebuilding,
it's
everywhere
happening
you go,
now.
they're building.
Happening now in real time. So that's the one hand, you see the great rebuilding. You also see the great pain that people are in right now. Living right now, and we didn't go, it's not time to go to the north. We didn't have time to visit with families that are refugees in their own country. They didn't have the time to do that. They didn't come back. But people are in pain, people are about, and then you have a whole side that needs to be rebuilt. And that people need that, so we were happy that we were able to put a smile on dozens and dozens and dozens of people. And bring them your love. We were representative of everybody here. And I walked out saying, I wish I had more, we need more. I wish we were able to do it. And I said, you know, if we'll collect in the future, we're gonna make further collections that we're gonna give you guys. Now I know where to send things to, I know who, so I know, and it's much more, I'm much more comfortable with these things, but everyone's gotta kick in and pitch in. We also, coming, just because we left on Sunday, directly from the airport for this, Nikki Woods, you also realize how, which was mentioned before, you have you would say 1,000 people, just imagine for a moment for a second how this image in your head, 1,000 people live in a little neighborhood.